So on the next chapters, we understand that his diary or whatever was actually his this picture that was drawn by Basil, and now Dorian sets off to show Basil the painting. And when Basil sees the painting, he's really horrified by it. He can't even stand to stare at it, and comes to wonder why and how this was possible. And he thought it wasn't his, but the painting had clearly his signature kind of way of painting. And what he realizes is that they start talking about the pledge he made when he first met Lord Henry, and how he wanted his eternal youth and how anything else would be plasmed onto the painting. And then Dorian says that this is like a damned lesson, that this is a very cruel lesson and it's a horrible way of thinking, and that Dorian should feel sorry about himself. And while Dorian is listening to all of this, he sees the painting and can't help but feeling really angry at Basil. And what he does is he grabs a knife and starts to on a rampage to kill Basil, and stabs him multiple times, and makes sure that no one is listening. No one is actually listening, and he feels very well about it. He goes to sleep, and on the next day he decides to call out his friend, a scientist called Alan Campbell, that he hadn't seen for a very long time. Again, a relationship between men and men, which is really weird. And when he comes to see him in this urgent matter, he confesses that there's a dead body in the upper room, and he asks his friend Campbell to help him because he has a very wide knowledge on chemistry and how he could disappear the body. And of course Alan Campbell refuses, and he says he wants nothing to do with this dead body. But then Dorian blackmails him because they were so inseparable. He threatens him to confess about something that will ruin his career. And then of course Alan has no other choice than to agree, and sends off for things to his house. He works a lot on it and leaves an acidus smell in the room. And Dorian sees the painting again while he goes up there, and he sees that on one of his hands he has some blood, like if the painting was dripping on some blood, but just in the hand. So we can see now that the story has changed a lot. It has really now been a drastic change, where now we're dealing with murder in Dorian's hands, none other than Basil. So it is a very interesting development of the character. Again, a man, Alan Campbell, that talks a lot about the relationship between the characters, and how these characters, they're all men, and how the close relationships are always with men, and women are always so superstitious. So I'm getting this kind of feeling of a homosexual kind of thinking,